Hey everyone, it's Val here at Crafts by You. Thanks again for clicking on the video. This is me playing catch up with Margarete Miller's Collage Challenge, and this is catching up on week 10. And so I wanted to jump right in and try to keep it shorter than normal. I'll kind of go with where it all began. Sometimes you all are saying you like the stories. And so the idea of these elements, we're talking about a hat, something representing transportation, stamping in non-black ink, numbers, hometown, whatever that means to you, and as a bonus, geometric shapes. So instantly I was just, considering how much I need some plants and flowers around here that won't die, but since they will, I'm not gonna bother. But I had this picture of a wagon with this hat, and I thought, oh, this is kind of cute. And I had found this as a backdrop. I thought, oh, okay, geometric shapes, kind of the color vibes are picking up here for me. But then when it started getting into like the idea of hometown, me being the nomad that I am, I definitely was like, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm in Lafayette, but I just started thinking about hats and Gorin Brothers, which is actually a company that was started in San Francisco. And me and my husband used to go there and get hats, but there's one in New Orleans too, in the French Quarter. And I started thinking about that, and I was like, okay, there's more that goes along with that. So for these elements, I kind of went with this idea of a streetcar named Desire. And I had this larger image, but then decided I'm just not gonna have enough room since I'm working in a smaller space. So I went with this photo version and cut that out. This is the actual location in the French Quarter. Now, thought this was good because the numbers were on the building and, got that whole vibe, but I still wanted to have a hat on there. So these were a couple of images of Gorin Brothers hats. So I thought, okay, I can play around with this. The numbers I initially thought were to do like my zip code, but then I decided, you know what? If we're going with the whole New Orleans vibe, then we need to have the area code there, 504. That's more memorable to me. So got those. For stamping, I thought, okay, if we're sticking to something Southern, then bless your heart is like a Southern phrase. And I actually had these stamps called Southern Sentiments from W+9. And bless your heart, I just thought, okay. I honest to goodness, that's why I got this, because I love that saying. But I got that on some tissue in a royal purple ink. I brought out some chalk ink just for if a person's gonna stamp in their Hobonichi. Chalk ink, like with most things, you don't get as much shadowing. But considering I was gonna fill the page with these elements, I wanted to make sure that it would be easier and not worrying about if I miss the stamp. If I misstamp it, will it be in the right place or be, large enough, since it's a book versus just a paper. Anyhow, that's a lot of talking. Let's get to gluing and figuring this out. So I kind of started thinking, all right, this is on tissue paper, kind of layered up here. And you see how this would have been cool, but it's just such a large element that went down. Then I thought, maybe put in the streetcar down here. And I need to bring in the geometric shape. So what I'm thinking is maybe to cut this down or something. I don't know. Let me, as usual, I never know. So how about I just start gluing things down? Now, normally I'd want to kind of like Mod Podge this in here, but since we're going to move quicker today, I'm gonna just use the glue stick and let it, be put down rather gently. So we'll start here. And I do still have my diamond painting alignment tool, AKA scraper, that I'm thinking of using. Let me turn this sideways so I can make sure I can just lay this down from that corner. You know what? I guess too, you could go this way. Lay this down. Let's see how smooth this works. I see a few little bubbles in there. All right, not too bad. It'll work for what we're trying to do. I'm not sure about how that's gonna work. So let's see here. So I'm just curious, do you all have some gardens, or what do you have for your area? Do you know your zone that you're in? I think we're zone 9, but I still can't seem to grow anything. Just the weather's so oppressive. It's too much. Now, as much as I like this girl, I like this hat better. If I did something like this. So yeah, we've had a garden here before, but then we realized, you know what, the chlorine in the water, you go to water your plants, and it's a problem. Okay, hold on a second, because this beeping is not gonna stop on its own. Okay. But yeah, so we realized the chlorine, I put a timer to remember to take something out, so sorry y'all. But we realized the chlorine was killing a lot of the vegetables. We did soil tests and all that stuff, and it's just, you can't just stick it in the dirt and think it's gonna grow around here. I've tried. So behind that, it's been, you know, really challenging. Now, I'd like to put this here for the tissue, but I might need to go on top of this if I'm gonna have this element also. So let's figure this out. I like if I use these flowers that can have the extra, the pink added to it. Let's see, I think I'm gonna have to go somewhere along these lines and kind of tear it. So let's get this tear ruler and see what we can do with it. So we move this out the way. Let's say we go to this edge. Then how much do we want to uncover? Let's go something like this. It's kind of wanting to stick anyway because of the glue, the adhesive, but we'll put a little bit more since it's kind of thick. Go on here. So yeah, so definitely challenged with the gardening here, which is not usual. The fig trees are growing nicely, but those will, I think we've had them for a couple of years. I think we need like a couple of more before they'll produce. The lemon tree we had did produce, but then after we got all those hurricanes, the big ones during the lockdown, you know, that just screwed us up because at that point, they did not allow for our trees to really like survive that. I mean, they survived, but barely. So it's kind of like starting all over. I just, you know, can you imagine like that, your livelihood being attached to that? Definitely don't hire me for that job. I would not be of real service to your industry. But, you know, so I hope that comes back. We do have muscadines, which are sort of like a type of a grape. And it's funny how that will grow in this climate, and those are thriving. I mean, those suckers will like grow in the woods, but they're fun to be able to use to make wine. And that's why we like those. But last year, again, with all the rain, it just pretty much knocked the fruit off. And, you know, it's like you could say, okay, we'll go pick it earlier. No, it wasn't time to pick. It wasn't time to harvest it. It needed more time, but the rain just acted a fool. I hear that there was already the first big storm of 2022, like named hurricanes. Like there'll be smaller ones, but when they're named, that's when it's like, yeah, that's an issue. If I put this here, I'm sorry for covering you up, lady. This hat is just cooler. Okay, I think I'm gonna do is trim this off like that. Yeah, so Gorin Brothers, Goorin. Very cute hats. If you ever find yourself in the French Quarter or online and wanting to look them up, they're just like really good quality. I enjoy those a good bit. All right, this is a train. Do I need to put it down here? Streetcar, like the train. Now this should, because it's that zinc paper, I should be able to peel a backing off. Let's see though, because, come on, I know you wanna. And you know what? You know when we were pulling 2-ply or 3-ply napkins apart, we can use that that washi trick. Let's see if it'll work for this. All right, let's just see. No, it's just too. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. So I was gonna say it wouldn't work, but it might. All right, so that's already sticky, but we wanna get it down here in this corner. So we got the streetcar there. And I'm over the edge a little bit, so I'll trim that later. This, let's just go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of her. And a little on her. And a lot underneath. Alrighty. I just like that when you use the glue stick. Oop, touch that. It'll give you that a little time to maneuver things around. Here we go. Okay. We're getting there. Yeah, this would have been nice if it would have really been like shellacked down, but I also didn't want to spread glue all over this piece. But maybe I might come back and do something different. Maybe. All right, what else? What else is next? The numbers. Let me get these tweezers. Definitely gonna need that. And for those, instead of glue stick, we'll use some art glitter glue. Have y'all tried the berry special glue? Yeah. What is it called? I can't remember even the name of it. Can't remember the name. I'm just wondering if anybody's tried it. Let me know what you think about it, or if you feel like it's art glitter glue's match. Oh, I didn't even figure out where I was gonna put these. Across the center. Okay, I'm going for it. Oops, slid it up a little bit. Well, there she lies. Yeah, so there's like when it said hometown, whatever that means to you, what would you have used? You know, I definitely thought about alligators and crawfish. In fact, somebody was doing something, I think it was on Instagram, maybe it was on Facebook, don't know, but it was on the socials, just using emojis. Tell us where you live. So I'm curious about that. What would be the emojis? Put the emojis below if you can, so I can see if I'll know based on that. But it's so crazy, right? Because we don't necessarily have the same industries that maybe we used to. But, you know, such is life. Okay, y'all. I think I'm gonna go with this, and I feel better about it than I did this real week of things. So week 10, a hat, something that represents transportation, stamping in non-black ink, numbers, hometown, whatever that means to you, and geometric shapes. Some kind of way it all squeezed on here. But yeah, hope you all enjoy, and let me know in the comments below whether you're a gardener or if you just have some emojis for your state. Let me know. But yeah, I need all the help I can get. Bear glue, that's another thing you can comment on, or just say hi. Thanks so much, y'all. Talk to you soon.